I'm not finished with you!
What's up guys, Sal here. So for years, Qualcomm has managed to make better chipsets than Samsung, both in CPU as well as in GPU. But last year with the Galaxy S21, Samsung made some changes with their chipset and actually made a better SoC, but only in CPU though. They were still far behind what Qualcomm had to offer with the graphics of the Snapdragon 888. So to counteract this, Samsung decided to use graphics technology from AMD on the Galaxy S22. Early rumors suggested this would change the landscape in favor of Samsung, but turns out that was far from reality. Samsung was scheduled to announce this chipset called the Exynos 2200 today. They even sent invites and made this promo for the event that was scheduled to take place on the 11th of January. But clearly that didn't happen. Samsung deleted every last bit of info they shared about the Exynos 2200, the tweets, the promos, everything. And surprisingly, they didn't mention a word why the event didn't take place today. Thankfully, iCuniverse chimed in to give us some inside info. He says the event has now been postponed. He didn't mention why, but says that things aren't looking good in the Samsung LSI division, which makes the Exynos chipset. Exynos 1200, which is an upper mid-range chipset, was also scheduled to be launched in November last year, but that event was also cancelled. Like I've said, the reason Samsung postponed the event was mentioned neither by Samsung nor by iCuniverse, but the likely explanation for that lies in the deleted tweets from iCuniverse. He said at present the tests show that the performance of the AMD GPU on the Exynos 2200 is far behind the competition. Forget about Qualcomm and Apple, it's even worse than Mali GPU found inside MediaTek's Dimensity 9000. He deleted this tweet later on for some reason. Later on, he tweeted some specs of the AMD GPU on Exynos. He says the clock speed of the AMD GPU is 1300 MHz. Samsung was originally intended to go for 1800 MHz, but that required 10 watts of power, which is not possible for a smartphone. Now, to give you some context, Apple's latest A15 Bionic has 1200 MHz of GPU frequency, while it's 800 on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. And we know from benchmark that even with 800 MHz, the 8 Gen 1 has the best graphics capability than any other chipsets, including the A15 Bionic, which shows the GPU clock speed doesn't matter that much. So having more clock speed won't necessarily make the AMD GPU more powerful than others. Now, people who are getting the Exynos variants of the Galaxy S22 are most likely getting disappointed to hear all of this stuff. But don't be, I just heard information that will surely make your day. But I'm waiting to verify the authenticity of the news. I'll probably update you tomorrow and we'll also give the link to that video in the description box below. Moving on, we have a new report from South Korea that gives us more information about the launch, pre-order and release dates of the Galaxy S22 lineup. According to the info, Samsung will keep the Unpacked event on the 8th of February, the pre-orders will begin a day later on the 9th of February, and the phones will be available in stores on the 24th of February. Also, Samsung will start sending invites for the Unpacked event in late January. Of course, do consider subscribing for all the latest S22 news, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.